and my diamond be dancing. Ain't with the little boy should go out like a savage. They say it's my year at the top.
What's up, guys? I'm Landon from Shoewear, and today we're checking out the newly released Under Armour Hover Havoc Clone 4 in this black and white colorway. That is quite a mouthful for a shoe name, geez. But if this is your first time checking us out, feel free to drop a follow or subscribe wherever you're watching and give this video a like. We would greatly appreciate that. So taking a quick look at the box and the price, there's nothing really to speak of here. You're going to get a generic Under Armour box with the blown up kind of logo on the top of that. But as for pricing, these are going to retail for $120, which is about average for a basketball shoe. But you can almost get them for half off that right now. They didn't really hold their retail price for very long. I do think I have a pretty good idea as to why that is. So let's move. So checking out the appearance for these, I don't really love or dislike the design. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, and they do kind of remind me of the Embiid 1, which speaking of, I'm not sure like if or when we're ever going to see an Embiid 2. It's been like 2 years almost now, and you know, he's still on the ones. Maybe I missed some details about what's going on there, but I just know they haven't really started that process of the Embiid 2 yet, at least not as far as marketing goes. But I mean, the upper on these is actually going to be pretty cool. It has like a weave design, and the color scheme is black and white, but you are going to have some hints of like red and blue kind of mixed into that pattern. And it kind of reminds me of the Curry Flow 9 upper. It had that like warp upper design, but these do have a different feel. But on the midsole, you're going to get some hover text kind of built into the shoe. Obviously, that is going to be the name of the model for these. And the Under Armour logo shows up just above that. And then some Hover Havoc text is going to make its way onto the tongue. So, you know, like I said, it's not going to be a bad look. It's not a great look. It's just not, you know, nothing really jumps out to me all that much. But now let's go ahead and take a look and see how these shoes hold up on the court. So now looking at more of the materials and the performance side, and starting off with the cushioning, these get a UA hover cushioning setup meant to reduce impact and give you nice energy return on all of your movements. And you can see Micro G labeled on that midsole, which is just a foam that's used to keep your foot a little bit lower to the ground. It's kind of meant to give you a nice and bouncy feel. I'm not sure that I would necessarily agree with that. At least that's not how this model really played for me. The cushioning is going to be balanced. I don't really feel a big difference in the front to the back, but they also don't have a lot of comfort in the front or the back. So this is definitely going to be one of those models that, you know, will need some break-in time. I would not recommend going to playing a full 2 hours of pickup ball on these for your first time for using them like I did. That was an absolute grind. I did not like that. But some other Under Armour basketball shoes have kind of moved to more of like a UA flow foam technology that in my opinion plays much better than these do here. So it's not going to be terrible, but at the same time, cushioning should not really be considered a strong point for these shoes. So now getting into more of the materials and the support, these get a UA clone upper, which shouldn't be shocking since that is the name of this design. And it's meant to kind of expand and contract to provide a seamless comfort and support for your foot. And we already hit on the comfort, you know, not really being top tier. That's really no fault of the upper here though. That's going to be more of like the cushioning in the footbed. And like I said, I actually do like the look for this upper design. I'm not totally sure what it's made out of though. It does kind of feel like a cheap leather almost. And it will expand, you know, just like Under Armour says, but not to the point where it feels like unstable to play in. So as far as the support goes, I don't really have any noticeable issue with these. They're going to lace up a little bit higher, somewhat of a mid-top design, so you do feel good there. And they're going to have a molded heel construction to kind of help your foot feel secure. So, I mean, the materials don't really feel high quality, but they do what they're supposed to do, which is keep your foot in the design. And then the tongue is going to be made out of a breathable mesh to help with the ventilation to your foot. And that is also going to help these shoes stay on the lighter side. With a size 10.5, only weighing 390 grams. And I actually just did a video on the top 5 lightest shoes on the market right now, if you want to go and check that out. And these ones just missed the cut. So an extremely light shoe here, that's always something that I like. To finish off with traction, that's where these come back down to earth a little bit. You're going to get some straight lines positioned in a few different ways across the bottom of the shoes. And I mean, initially I was thinking these would play pretty solid, especially with how like the Curry 8s, the Curry 9s, the Under Armour Future X models, you know, some of those recent Under Armour models had been playing, but that's just not the case on these here. I mean, the pattern feels like it's set up for success, but the grip just wasn't there on this model. Like, I struggled getting any type of bite consistently, and I found myself sliding around way more than some of the recent shoes that I played in. You know, wiping them off would help a little bit, but they just collected dust again so fast that, you know, eventually it really wasn't worth that much. So maybe you guys have like played in these and felt something entirely different, but I mean, I was playing on one of my nicer courts that I hoop on, and there still really wasn't anything good that I could say just as far as how the traction played on these. And the grooves aren't going to be super deep, and like I said, the cushioning and the impact protection is not all that great, so I would be a little hesitant to recommend using these outdoors. But to finish off with sizing, I went true to size, and that worked out perfect for me. I mean, the width feels good, and the length allows for a little extra room for your toes, so you're not going to feel squeezed or anything like that. So I mean, true to size is probably what I would recommend. So overall, the Under Armour Hover Havoc Clone 4 retails for $120. but it doesn't really play like a $120 pair of shoes in my opinion. And I think that's why the price came down on these so fast. Of course, I could always be wrong to the reasoning of what that was, but I mean, the cushioning and the traction, they really just aren't that impressive. The support is still good though, and like I said, the materials do keep these light. It just still isn't going to be one of my favorite shoes to play in, if I'm being honest. Thank you guys for taking some time to watch. If you're interested in buying these shoes and you want to support our channel, just click the link on screen or down below in our bio. But that wraps up this review. Until next time, I'm Landon from Shoewear. Peace.